Hey everybody, it is Sunday and it's time for story time. Sorry there wasn't story times the last couple weeks, but things just got really busy and out of hand and I just didn't really have time. But I do have a special guest for you this week. I have a domesticated rat. I know we've done ratties before, but man, this one is just super cute and super special. And I decided that he would be a good one to bring out today because I'm gonna be reading A Sick Day for Amos McGee, which is written by Philip Stead and illustrated by Aaron Stead. And it's about animals comforting a guy who's sick. And the reason I wanted to bring a rat out is because rats are such great comfort animals. As you can see, a domesticated rat is very, very sweet. They like attention. They like grooming. They enjoy being pet. Like right now he's chuttering, which is a rat's version of purring. They love human activity when they're socialized and domesticated like he is. They're basically just little dogs. I mean, they want you to cuddle them. They get used to your work schedule, your school schedule, and expect to be let out when they get home. And they love cuddling up with us. We have a lot of body heat on our neck. We also get a lot of sweat on our necks, especially if you have long hair and all of your pheromones and your natural body smell gets in there. So a lot of rats like to go curl up around the neck because it smells the most like you, and it also happens to be warm. Now, domesticated rats are descendants of wild rats. Wild rats are much bigger, their ears are up more on top of their head, and they're mainly just brown or sometimes even a little bit of black. But a domesticated rat, as you can see, has much more rounded ears. This one is partially Rex coated, so he's got curly whiskers and he's got a little bit of curl to his fur up here. Really, they don't have a lot in common with their wild counterparts anymore. Just like, the dog you may have at home doesn't have a whole lot in common with a wolf anymore. We've domesticated them, they become used to us and rely on us, and that actually causes their physical features to change over time. But also, their personalities change over time. Wild rats will defend themselves and come right after you and have no problem biting, whereas these guys obviously just want a little bit of attention and some affection and to just love up on you. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read this book that I thought was very appropriate for how nice rats are. A Sick Day for Amos McGee. So, here we go. Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Belly full and ready for the workday, he'd amble out the door. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the driver would call. 6 a.m., right on time, he'd reply. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move. Run races with the tortoise, who never ever lost. Sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. Lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. One day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "Ugh, I don't think I'm going to work today." Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. The owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. "Where's Amos?" the animals wondered. Later that day, "Hooray! My good friends are here." The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. I'm too tired to run races today, said Amos to the tortoise. Let's play hide and seek instead. The tortoise hid inside a shell. Amos hid beneath the covers. Amos yawned. I could use a nap. The penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. I'm beginning to feel much better, thank you, said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of bed. Perhaps we'll share a pot of tea. Amos wound his alarm clock. It's getting late, he said. After all, we have a morning bus to catch. So Amos said goodnight to the elephant, and goodnight to the tortoise, and goodnight to the penguin, and goodnight to the rhinoceros, and goodnight to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed our book, A Sick Day for Amos McGee, and learning about our domesticated rat friends, and why they can be such good, cuddly companions, and why, especially if you had a sick day, a rat would probably be the perfect companion to help you take care of you. So, I hope you guys had fun, and we'll see you next time.